I am really concerned about the new game, Pokemon Legends ZA. When I saw the trailer initially, I wasn't really enthusiastic, and I decided to take some time to think about it. Honestly, I was even surprised that they even showed anything about this game before the Switch 2 showcase, and just the fact that this is being shown before the Switch 2 could only mean two things. One, Pokemon Legends ZA was made for Switch 1, and its Switch 2 variant is basically a port. Or two, maybe the Switch 2 isn't that strong as we hope it to be. I hope it's because it's a port, but I guess we'll know later. I really want this game to be good. I love Pokemon. My favorite game of all time is Pokemon Black and White, and by extension their respective sequels. But honestly, that was their last top tier game. And Black 2 White 2 came out in 2012. That's 13 years ago. X and Y was alright, Ultra Moon was boring, Sword and Shield was very bare, and Scarlet Violet it's a mess. I thought that Legends Arceus was actually fun. It was rough around the edges, but in my opinion, a very good starting point for its successors. I played and reviewed Pokemon Arceus last year, and I said that being the first entry in the series, it's a wonderful first step, that one can only hope that they put this much effort and detail into the next entry of the series. Because what they did with Legends Arceus is a breath of fresh air in a franchise that is constantly being bogged down by stagnation and dullness. But again, after seeing this new trailer for Legends ZA, it feels like they forgot all the things they did right with Legends Arceus that made it special and fun. It was very clear from the beginning, the graphics sucks. Yes, the Switch is not a good console, we all know that. But this is now their fourth attempt to make it look appealing. You had Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet, and Arceus. It can look better than this. And I would say Arceus was good enough, I guess. It had an art style and it was consistent. It feels like ZA just feels like Scarlet Violet, but worse somehow. It really sucks. You look at older Pokemon games on the DS, they look awesome. Like a Pokemon Black and White. Then you look at like an old Monster Hunter game on the 3DS. I think X and Y were on par with this. Maybe Pokemon has the edge or whatever. Then you compare Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with Monster Hunter Wilds, maybe even World. It's night and day. Especially when your game is about Pokemon and biomes and whatever. I think graphics are very important. Whether it's art style or graphic fidelity, you need one of those. And sure, comparing Scarlet and Violet with World is unfair because clearly a PS4 is stronger than a Switch. But Xenoblade Chronicles 3 looks amazing. I also recommend playing this game, it's awesome. But Xenoblade Chronicles 3 looks so much better than Scarlet and Violet. And they're on the same console. And when you're as rich as Pokemon Company, it's almost inexcusable that you can't produce the same amount of quality as this. And so just looking at Lumoy City is just uninspiring and just feels like there's a lot of copy-pasted assets. And while we're on the topic of Lumoy City, supposedly the entire game takes place in Lumoy City. Now, I thought they were going to at least put like some different biomes in the city or whatever, but it doesn't really seem that way. It seems like they opted to put in routes. Only certain areas have Pokemon in the city, and yeah, I mean, I guess you can catch some Sandiles in a sand pit, but like, Sandiles in like a playground is the best you got? How do we go on like a massive expedition to travel all over ancient Sinnoh to just finding baby Pokemons around Paris? Like, is there even going to be like alpha Pokemons? Or even pseudo-legendary roaming these streets even possible? Am I going to see like a crazed Salamence or a Goodra roaming the streets and stalking kids at playgrounds? It just makes no sense why they decided to do something like this when everyone loved what they did with Arceus. Like I said, it feels like they forgot everything they did right and made them worse. Now, this is only a trailer, and I really hope I'm wrong, and they decide to leave Lumois or even somehow add interesting biomes into this, but I honestly don't think that's going to happen. Also, look how big this Route 1 is. It's so small. What is this, Route 1 for Kanto? Are we going to be in Viridian City after we cross that? Oh, jeez. Being on rooftops is kinda cool, I guess, but I'm pretty sure you could already do that in Scarlet and Violet if you just like started flying around and landed on top of those cardboard boxes. I mean, it's cool, but it's not anything special. But I guess for a Pokemon game, because, I don't know, everyone has a very low standard of them, I guess this is a monumental addition. What is monumental is the change in the combat. It's becoming like a Xenoblade-like combat where the moves are on cooldown. I think I just need to see like another battle trailer to really have an opinion on this, but it seemed alright. I could see myself just spamming like all 4 of my moves into a combo and win every fight, but I'm sure there's more to it. I'm not entirely sold, but I am interested to know like the finer details of it, so then I can have a better opinion on it. They just got to make it where we can like control the actual Pokemon itself, because I don't see why the trainer is involved with any of these fights. In Arceus, it made sense because the trainer can die out in the wilderness, but here, in Paris? Not so much. I do like Mega Evolution, but I kind of wish they maybe teased like new ones or something in the trailer. I'm sure they'll have like Mega Emboar, Mega Feraligatr, Mega Meganium. And so I hope they do add more than just like the obvious ones, because I think Megas and regional forms of Pokemons are cool. Not so much like the other gimmicks like Z moves, Dynamax, Terra in some cases, but I mean, that's just a personal preference. Ultimately, this is its first trailer. It's coming out later this year, but I'm really concerned that this is the quality again Game Freak is okay with. Especially with Palworld having massive success last year, it proves that there is an audience that will latch onto any good creature collecting game. I mean, it made Nintendo try to patent catching creature game mechanic and retroactively suing Palworld. So clearly, Pokemon knows that Pokemon itself can be in trouble, maybe not by Palworld, but by something else in the near future. But to take legal actions instead of producing good quality games is kind of shameless. You look at the graphics of this game, it looks bad. Copy-pasted buildings, uninspiring art style, it just looks lazy. If you told me this was a low graphic settings for a mobile game, I would believe you. Seems like there's no voice acting again. Even when you're as rich as Game Freak and you have connections with a lot of VAs who probably would love to reprise their role from their anime counterpart or just work with Pokemon in general, is shameless. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 has voice acting, better art style, better graphics, better performance, and a lot more smaller systems and mechanics that's all released on the Switch as well. And you had 3 other tries to match that. It looks like this one will not meet that quality bar. I don't know, maybe the Switch 2 can be better? I mean, I thought that's what people were saying when Pokemon was making the jump from DS to 3DS, or even the 3DS to the Switch. I don't know. It just sucks seeing other franchises like Monster Hunter just going nuclear on their game's art style, features, and whatnot. Then you look at the state that Pokemon is in right now, and it's just sad. I just want my favorite game to be among these great titles. Is that too much to ask for? I think it's very clear that Pokemon Legends ZA is a step backwards from Arceus. I hope I'm wrong, but all the signs are pointing that way. I mean, the remake of Pokemon Black and White is up next, and that's my favorite game of all time. And I am not excited to see that trailer after seeing this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments if there was anything that you liked or disliked from that trailer. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe as my goal is to get to 500 subs by the end of the month. And I got a lot of games to get through this month, such as Kingdom Come Deliverance, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and maybe a few more, I don't know. So again, please subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.